Good day. In this video, I'd like to share a function I use quite often to create custom views or to give information in the dashboards I built, namely using the filter function. In a previous video, I showed you how you can easily create pivot tables, and you can extract information from pivot tables, or at least you can lay out some nicely formatted tables with information you'd like to look at. At times, however, you want to only look at a specific set of data through a particular length, and the filter function can be very easy to use in order to achieve these kind of things. And let me share with you an example. Imagine you'd like to monitor all the trades that might require attention. Let's say they are close to expiration, let's say 21 days, close to expiration, and you'd like to have a list, or you'd like to see how many do I have, what are the strikes, what is the underlying, etc., etc. How do I go about filtering my data to just see this information? And this is what I'm going to show you in this example today. So let's jump into my Tasty sheets, or my spreadsheet here. And I've got a blank sheet here saying transaction to close. All right, so what I like to do is I'd like to have some kind of list of transactions from all the long list of transactions. I'd like to see a list of um, transaction I would like to close based on a specific filter. So the first thing you do is you type equal filter in Google Sheets, and then it says, okay, what would you like to filter? What is the range or the table you'd like to filter? And what are the conditions? So it's fairly easy to use. Filter, and then I'll go ahead and go in my transaction table and say, all right, maybe I'd like to filter by the symbol, which is, I mean, it's not perfect, but it gives us enough information. Ticker, and the expiry date, and whether it's a put of a call, and whether it's the strike price, etc., etc. That's good enough for now. I'd like to filter this particular column. Okay, and then comma, and then this is where you enter all of the conditions you'd like to be met. So first of all, I'd like to filter open transactions. So if I scroll all over to the status here column, I say I'd like to filter when the condition is not equal, which is the less than equal and less sign and greater than sign. We don't want this to be closed. If it's closed, we want to filter it out, and therefore the this particular not equal sign here. Okay, so first of all, we don't want anything that is already closed. And let's start with this just to see how it goes. Closing brackets, through closing parentheses, and enter. And here we are. This is listing all of the transactions that are not closed, or either partially opened or opened. Okay, so it's a long list, but we're not completely finished here. So here we may want to only focus on things that we have sold. Let's say going into the action column, saying only the things which are equal to sell to open. In other words, if I'm buying something, I don't really care whether it's expiring or not. There is no risk associated to it, as opposed to if I'm selling a put, let's say, or selling a call, that might be a problem. All right, so let's filter this further by saying, okay, sell to open. Enter again. And here we have a shorter list, only a handful, like 20-ish elements. So this is how I go about it, and then we want to further filter this by the expiry date. So here we go again, comma, transaction. And one way we can do it is look at the expiration date column and say, I'd like to filter this column when it is less than, let's say, today, which is today's date, plus some number, let's say 21. All right, hit enter. Here we are. And just to give you an idea of what this means, let me copy this line here, just to give you a sense. Today is a function. It returns today's date. And if I type today plus some numbers, let's say 21, this is 30th of July plus 21 days, which is 20th of August. So here we have it, a nice and easy way of filtering our data based on some conditions. The last thing I would probably do is say date threshold, maybe 21, and then here insert a column to the left to make it less cramped. In this function, I would say instead of 21, I would just say column cell A2, and I will lock that in. Here we are, meaning that if I were to change this, like, okay, it's not 21 days, but 13 days, I'll only have like 3 trades that I would need to close. Okay, so that's a very easy way for us to create a nice list. And lastly, if I'm creating a column like this, the other thing I would do is probably concatenate this table with the header. And the way you do this in Google Sheet is by using curly braces. So curly braces in itself puts or wraps a column into an array. And if we say, let's add a title like trades to close, and we use the semicolon, that will be next line. So we have one cell which is in trade to close, and the subsequent cells will all be this thing. And it's wrapped into an array with the curly braces. Just hit enter, and here we have it, or we have our title, and we have all the trades we can close based on this threshold. If it's 4, I still have a few trades expiring in probably even tomorrow or something. Yeah, in a couple of days. So I might need to be careful, but they are very far away. So that's not a big deal. All right, that's it for today. Hopefully you've learned something. As always, if you have questions or if you'd like to know more, you can go to my website to get the tool and join the Discord discussion. The link will be in the description below. Thank you.